You have to escape the fear loop and the fear cycle to be able to overcome chronic illness. Fear will keep you sick. This is what I experienced myself, and this is what I've seen in plenty of other clients. What happens is when people have gone through chronic illness for such an extended period of time, their body is used to thinking ahead and trying to protect itself against things because it's been constantly harmed by these different things perceptually. It's been harmed by food, it's been harmed, it's had these symptoms, it has this condition, it has these challenging thoughts. There's so many things that are threatening to the body that it starts to try to protect itself against everything. So it seems to be reasonable at the time, but what happens is it actually originates in fear. When it originates in fear, then you're often drawing yourself closer to the things that you fear, drawing yourself to circumstances that will reproduce the emotion that you're emitting. So if you're emitting fear originally, trying to protect yourself, then often you draw yourself to the things you're actually trying to protect yourself from. So, fear is absolutely critical to overcome. It's one of those things where you have to have faith. You got to have 100% faith in your higher power. It's directing you, that you see the signs, you make choices based upon the signs, and you have to be able to go into something with full faith and not be thinking about those things that are unsubstantiated, that I would call fear. Fear will keep you stuck, and I see it over and over. People are, oh, how am I ever going to get out of this situation? How's this going to be any different? I've worked with 58 people, etc. But the reality is, if you keep observing your symptoms and then buying into a story about the symptoms, this negative story, how they're always going to be there, how this is out of your control, how these symptoms mean this condition, it means you have this condition, or these symptoms mean you have this infection, or these symptoms mean that we're not getting any better, etc., then you start reinforcing the symptoms simply by observing them and creating a storyline about them. And then you have this perception that things are going against you, which aggravates the nervous system further, which causes more and more inflammation, which keeps the symptoms going. So the reality is you have to be able to have faith, and you can't have faith most of the time when you have a chronic illness if you don't have a higher power. You don't have something to grab onto, something to believe in, something that's greater than yourself. Because if you're in this situation, you got to realize that, hey, I got in this situation by the choices that I made, by the behaviors that I made, by trusting certain people, etc. I'm in this situation because I made the choices I made, right? So I need to make different choices. I need to trust something other than myself to get out of this situation. So put your faith in a higher power, ask it to guide you, make the decisions that you know are best for you, follow your intuition, follow your gut feeling, follow your instinct towards the things that you know are good for you. Make decisions that you know will build your health over the long term, not seeking the instant gratification, the immediate relief. We got to make the long-term decisions, the decisions that will pay off in the long run. This is what I've experienced. So fear is the one thing that you have to beat, even after all the symptoms. A lot of people have most of their symptoms gone, but guess what? They still can't beat the fear because they've been conditioned into thinking that way. And simply by thinking that way, where they're concerned about this, concerned about that, concerned about this, then it really reduces their overall quality of life, and affects their physical symptoms. It affects them physically eventually if they buy into the fear too much, or they start to, deal with it in unhealthy ways. So thanks for watching. Go to my website, endsickness.org. I got hundreds of articles, hundreds of videos in there teaching how to heal yourself. Take care.